Welcome back to Scale Me Down. We've been busy all winter. We tried out these Hobby King skis on our VQ Models Twin Otter in the snow, but found them to be brittle in the cold and just fell to bits. We mended our quarter scale Spitfire after her forced wheels up landing that was caused by a burnt out landing gear motor. And our workshop has been kept busy with repair, maintenance and modification jobs on our fleet of model aircraft. But let me show you what else we've been up to. For the workshop and for our 3D scanning and printing business, where we produce miniature pilots of our customers, we've upgraded our resin 3D printing with this Anycubic Mono M7 with a few special modifications. I've replaced the stock ACF film for FEP because it's clearer, which leads to sharper prints. I've added this thermometer and brewer's belt to the vat to keep the resin warm. I've also modified the lid with this 3D printed handle for one-handed operation and modified the lid to clear the heater. The very first job we did on the new printer was a bust of Gwen. I 3D modelled some servo splines into the neck area, and after airbrush painting we added hair using Mod Podge and a covering iron. Here is Gwen giving her mini pilot a haircut. The finished heads are controlled by a random servo motion generator board from the RC Geek. This is my second go at one of these 4-meter glider kits, and FlyFly kits are not noted for their quality or strength, so I've reinforced the inside of the wing roots with expanding foam, which should hopefully also glue all the various parts together better. I've also fiberglassed the wings and tail surfaces, and I've modified the ailerons and flaps to be moved by RDS servo connections. I've then finished the model in 2K paint with a brightly coloured wingtip to make it easier to see at distance. We've finished all the design work and the moulds for our dummy drop tank kits, and they're now available on our Etsy store. This and our dummy engines are an easy way of personalising your Avios Albatross and have it stand out from all the others. Finally, we've set about making a carbon fibre propeller for our Pawnee Brave tow plane. As the central heating has dried out and shrunk the wood, these holes have gone a bit sloppy. What you're looking at here is a buck made from our spare blades, stuck down to a parting board that I've packed out with plasticine. We then made this 3D printed hard shell to contain the rubber but also keep the mould straight when we lay up our part. With the rubber cured, I could remove it from the board and flip it over to complete the first half. To let any air out and inject epoxy resin between the two halves after they're joined, I stuck these acrylic rods to form channels in the rubber in the second half. Then, after 3 coats of beeswax release spray, letting it dry between coats, I could fit the second 3D printed hard shell, which I colour coded to make sure it goes back together the same way each time. Now it's time to mix and pour some more rubber. With the second batch of silicone rubber cured, I could split the mould, only it wasn't that easy and I damaged the buck in the process. When I lay up a propeller, I'll put carbon fibre pieces down here and then toes to go down the thickest part of each blade, around the centre hub and out a neighbouring blade. The rest of this space will be filled out with carbon fibre chopped toe, all wetted out with laminating resin. This project might take a while to complete, so in the meantime, here's a teaser of our first video from the 2025 flying season, which was an indoor session at the Manchester Velodrome. Subscribe and press the bell icon to be notified of each new video we release. Until then, thanks for watching and soft landings.